Hey Daria! So here's me looking super slump because I'm not bothered today. Today's video is going to be a little bit awkward because my parents are outside and they've, just decided unanimously that I've lost my mind because I'm talking to a camera. But since in the last video you were exhibiting your artwork, I figured I'd show you what I've been up to. A week or two ago I painted this thing. I don't know how much of it you can see, but it's basically I recreated the cover of a children's book that my brother really likes with a little bit more depth than it is on the actual book. But it's a really adorable little Bangla story. So what I did was I actually wrote out part of the story on the canvas, and it's raised, the letters, and then I painted the scene on top of it. It was very, very time-consuming work, but I think it came out worth it. It's really cute, and since we're moving houses, my brother's room's going to be green, and it matches, so it works out. But yeah, I came into make this video Monday evening without prior preparation or even thinking about what I was going to talk about. I just was like, oh shit, I had to make a video. Sat down and started making a video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story. This is what I've been reading about the past couple of days. There's this new movie coming out in Bollywood, or has come out, named Jab Tak Hai Jaan, and because it's Bollywood, there are musical pieces in it, of course. One of the songs talks about, in English, it's basically going, "Don't call me Heer, my friends, I am now Sahiba." And the next part is basically saying he's going to come get me atop a horse. Some Mirza is going to come get me. And I was really confused because Heer Rancha is kind of like the tragic star-crossed love story, one of them, from the Indian subcontinent. But I'd never heard of a Sahiba or Mirza. I didn't know what that meant. So I googled it, and it turns out it's another story that originated in Punjab. Now, just like you have in Western culture Romeo and Juliet, this timeless tale of star-crossed lovers who, can't be with each other, blah, blah, blah. We have several. There's Laila Majnu, there's Heer Rancha. Now, there's a couple more that I forgot about, but now there's Mirza Sahiba. It's an adorable story, and as I was reading, I found several sources telling a few variations of it, but the one I liked most was basically, there were minor variations, but still. It basically said that in a village, a man had a child, but upon having that child, the child's mother passed away, so there was no one to breastfeed the child. In another part of that same village, a woman had just had a child, and being a kind person, she took the boy in to feed him. So the girl that the woman had and that motherless boy became what is it called? Milk cousins. And then they grew up, both of them. The man stayed in the village and got married. The woman got married and moved out of the village to a different village, right? Yeah. I'm not sure about this part, but the woman, I think, had a daughter, and the man had a son. The woman named the daughter Sahiba, and the man named his son Mirza. Now, Sahiba was, a beauty to behold. She was so beautiful that, oh god, there was such a nice metaphor in the story that I'm forgetting. Whatever. So she was really beautiful, and Mirza's father, to educate him, decided to send him to his milk cousin's house, to Sahiba's house. So Mirza and Sahiba grew up together, and they went to school together, and blah, 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 all that. And then they started falling in love, and as Sahiba grew, she became more and more beautiful, and he became more and more in love with her. And Mirza was very skilled. He was a very skilled horseman, and he was a very skilled archer. He never missed his target. And like I said, there were much better metaphors in the actual story that I'm completely forgetting. But yeah, so as they grew up, however, Sahiba's parents found out about Mirza's affection for her, so they sent Mirza back to his village and got a marriage ready for Sahiba. I remember the guy's name. His name was Tahir Khan. And Sahiba, who was heartbroken, to be forced into this marriage, with some guy that she's in love, sent a message Mirza's way via one of her friends, a Hindu friend. I don't remember what caste per se, but she sent a message his way, and I'm kind of dipping from different stories, but she basically said to him to come stain her hands with the mehndi of marriage, because you know we wear mehndi during marriage. And so Mirza, you know, got on his horse and he was about to ride to save her, and everyone in his village, everyone in his family kept telling him, no, don't go, this is not going to end well, blah blah blah. But Mirza's father was like, as a last resort, was like, if you go, then make sure you come back with Sahiba. And so Mirza got on his horse and he went to Sahiba's village and he stole her out of her wedding processions. Right before she was about to get married, he stole her away and put her on his horse and rode away together. But after getting a while, Mirza wanted to take a rest. So they sat down underneath of a tree and Mirza fell asleep with his head in Sahiba's lap. At that point, people from the village came chasing them down and they found him. And Sahiba, who didn't want any bloodshed and thought that if only the people from the village could see them together and understand their love, they would let them be together, she broke all of Mirza's arrows, knowing that if he shot any of them, he would definitely hit the people. So he broke all of his arrows, and then when